New at 6:30, a local veteran in desperate need of help. He has been living in a home with a roof so bad it's left gaping holes in the ceiling and water pouring in every time it rains. When his neighbors saw just how bad it was, he knew he had to do something, and he decided to get Marty.
And the response after sending out a call for help is a reminder about the meaning of being a good neighbor.
So when the tank was coming up, it was actually closer than what I could see.
War stories in Jerry Shantos's kitchen.
There's a Berlin Wall.
The Army veteran proudly served as a war photographer.
They had tank traps and sand traps.
The battle he faces these days, you can find it by looking up.
The water really pours in when it rains. I got buckets there to collect it.
The ceiling in his home near a dangerous collapse. The floor lined with buckets. Jerry fighting serious health problems.
That happened when I was in a hospital. Before I went to the hospital, most of that wasn't there.
This disaster emanates from a bigger problem outside, a roof near collapse.
You're talking about when it rains, it pours. Well, in there, when it rains, it pours.
A neighbor, Jerry's friend, Scott Schmidt, saw this mess and panicked.
I couldn't get it out of my mind, him living like that. And every time it rained, I imagined it coming into my house. You know, so I put out a Facebook SOS. That's where I found you.
Scott sent me this message on Facebook. Marty, someone told me to contact you on Facebook. I'm trying to get a roof put on in my neighborhood for an elderly gentleman. Can you please help?
It was unbelievable. Like when you told me I can do this, we can raid this real soon. You know, I thought it was going to take weeks, but it took like an hour or something like that, and it was just amazing.
We determined it would take a little over $2,000 to pay for the labor to put the roof on Jerry's house. We raised the money and then some in about an hour on my KDKA radio talk show.
When you start seeing names and you start thanking people, you don't know these people from a hole in the wall. You know, I mean, they see a need and they just come forward.
It just pours in when there's a heavy rain.
A group of amazing volunteers stand in Jerry's backyard, shocked by the damage to his roof. They're from a South Park BMX track. They donated money to pay for the roof shingles. They're ready to donate time to do a lot more. James Vollmer is a contractor.
People don't want to help the veterans no more. To them, it's just people out on the road. So this guy's living in deplorable conditions with water in his, coming down like a waterfall in his house. People shouldn't live like that, especially a veteran.
It all came together today. Roofers doing their thing at Jerry's house.
It had to be done. This roof should have been done 10 years ago.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, 10 years ago.
One of the area's best roofers, Mark O'Rourke, who's highly regarded, took on this $8,000 roofing job for $2,000. Enough money to pay his crew. They'll be finished by tomorrow.
Why do you step up like this?
Well, it gives me a good feeling. It's like having Christmas for my heart, you know? That's what it makes me feel like, yeah.
Watching all of this, overwhelmed and thankful. Jerry, he can't believe what he's seeing.
This is really a blessing. I'd like to thank everybody who helped. I'm amazed. I'm sort of dumbfounded. I'm at a loss for words. There aren't enough words to say thank you to everybody.
I'm confounded and awestruck and amazed by the kindness of strangers. If you looked at that GoFundMe site, a lot of the donations of $100 or more were anonymous. There's greatness out there, and I want to thank you folks as well. That roof, it'll be done tomorrow. However, the work isn't done. The folks from South Park BMX are going to raise more money, put in new windows, do a lot of inside work. We will, of course, help with that process. He's a good man. Jerry is. He's fighting illness. He just can't do it alone.
Great story. Great way of people
really nice.
coming together to help. But Jerry's not alone. There are
Oh,
a lot
gosh.
of veterans out there.
Well, you guys know the safety net is more and more frayed each day. There are thousands in our region and millions across the country. And we have a tendency to blame the VA, when in fact the VA can't do everything for everybody. It takes a community, and that's what happened in this case, and it feels good.
Yeah, it does.
I was going to say, doesn't it make you feel good every day when you do stories like this?
Oh, I can't tell you enough about how nice it is that you can make a couple phone calls and change a man's life. And we did. It's good stuff.
And for all those people who donated the money.
Very good people.
Exactly.
All right, Marty, thanks so much. Good work there. And if you have a problem and you want to get Marty, you can send an email to getmarty@kdka.com or call 412-575-2244. And visit kdka.com/getmarty to see how he's making a difference one story at a time.